Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now we invited the Prime Minister from government is Imam Al-Faruq from Program Studi Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris with the motion is online shop is more harm than good as the motion today. Thank you. Before we start, there's something like this little bit descriptions related to the motion will be then beautiful by having time. Okay, I think because this is already said previously, this is you have to understand what does the motion mean. Without I think you have already better than before, yeah. Bisa disampaikan lagi, I think you have already know the meaning, definition of this house believe that online shopping is more harm than good. And I think it's a payment for the debate. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the Prime Minister from the government team, we would like to mention the motion. This House believes that the online shopping is more harm than the good. To begin our debate, let us set the limitations of the debate. This House believes that the online shopping is more harm than good to the Indonesian with age range 50 years old and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin my statement from the data published by the Statistics Center Bureau of Indonesia. The demographic of Indonesia in this category is about 41,500,000 people. They are known as the immigrant of the digital world. Ladies and gentlemen, this generation is called Generation X and Baby Boomers. What is Generation X? Generation X is the people who were born between 1965 until 1980. And the baby boomers themselves were born starting from 1945 until 1964. They were born after the end of the Second World War. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine how difficult for them to adapt and to migrate to this digital era? Ladies and gentlemen, the status quo shows that these generations is not familiar with technology. They are not familiar with the digital system, especially the online shopping. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the digital literacy data published by the Cominfo in 2021, Generation X has the second lowest digital literacy in the world. And guess what? The lowest one, yes, the baby boomers. Ladies and gentlemen, 61% of the Generation X, they are not familiar with the digital literacy. And 72.1%, about 72.1%, the baby boomers are lacking from the digital literacy. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing team will come with a lot of arguments about the economic. I'll bring you to the other side of the economic perspective. Can you imagine? From the Cominfo in 2020 until 2022, how many scams cases appears in Indonesia? 160,000 cases, almost in every year. Let's do a simple mathematical equation. 160,000 multiplied by 100,000 rupiah. How much money that we have lost from our society, especially the people who were in their age range of 50 years old and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, this article is published on CNN Indonesia and the author is Andrino Felino. And yes, the most victims are coming from these two kinds of generation, the Generation X and the baby boomers. Do you know how fragile they are? That's why, ladies and gentlemen, we will support another statement for our motions. That's why we are firm with our statement. This House believes that the online shopping is more harm than good for the Indonesian society with age range from 50 years old and beyond. To make it into a bigger perspective, we are so familiar with the harassment and murdering cases towards the courier, or in Indonesia is courier. We are familiar with that. In January 18 this year, a delivery man from one of the shopping platforms was killed by the customer. And you can access it on any major news platform like Okezon, Kompas.com, and etc. It is a day-to-day news for us. And the courier of the online shop is always the victim. Cash on delivery of online system brings no good for the society in Indonesia, especially the civilians from the age range 50 years old and beyond. A major woman harassed the courier physically, verbally. This news based on Tribune News on May 2021. In 2022, a courier from Shopee is physically abused by the consumer in Lampung. The news is accessed through Kompas.com. We can give you thousands and thousands on and on the news that say that the courier from online shop is being harassed. And yes, the people who committed is coming from the Gen X and baby boomer. Why? Because the lack of their literacy. You are familiar with that, the judges, and also the opposing team. You are familiar with that. From wider economic perspective, online shopping is only fulfilling the capitalist. It is not suitable for Indonesians with a big number of populations. We are more than 260 million. And 6 days ago, Gojek Tokopedia lays off 600 employees. And in the other hand, Shopee is already laid off their employees 3 times within the semester. And the data can access on cnbcindonesia.com. Once again, the Indonesian with age range starting from 50 and beyond face difficulty to immigrate and adapt with the society of online shopping. Yes, please.
This want us to deny because online shopping there's a lot of people who has their money for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing team doesn't get the limitation that we have talked here. We already create the limitation. It is the society between 50 years old and beyond. And they're completely out of their mind and don't focus on the government point. The opposing teams will come up with an argument. We can teach them. No, you cannot. Be realistic, and you have to talk with the data and observe the Kominfo information about the digital literacy and online shopping. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia with the age range starting from 50 years old and beyond will be harmed in any aspect of the economy. As a consumer, they will experience a scammer. And as a seller and the owner of the business, they will be left over with less incomes. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we are crystal clear from the government team. We are propose the motion. This house believes the online shopping is more harm than goods for Indonesian society with age range 50 years old and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, we propose. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we go to the leader opposition meeting by Debat. Thank you.
Warren Buffett once said, the people who sat in the tree, it's because the people have planted a tree a long time ago. Maybe some of you ask me why I bring Warren Buffett quote here. You will find the answer in the last of my speech. Okay? But for that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon for everyone, especially for the educators. First, we need to know what the online shopping is mean. Online shopping is some activity when you buy something from the internet, like maybe some of you are familiar with Lazada, Tokopedia, or Bukalapak, and etc. There's a lot of applications in online shop. I have three strong arguments. Literally, I want to bring this argument, but I want to tell you about my three strong arguments. First, if we do online shopping, it's more efficient. From the data Indonesia.go.id, there are 89% who choose online shopping because it's more effective, more efficient. It saves your money, saves your time, saves your energy, and etc. There's a lot of benefits from it. Okay, easy money. I want to tell you a story about a friend. 5 years ago, I had a friend who was broke. He didn't have money at all. And then a couple years ago, he chose to start his business from online shopping, thrifting clothes and something like that. And now he already buying a car. Remember, 22 years old, buying a car from online shop. He feeling revenue from it. He also take benefit from it and extra. And 3, support our local unicorn. From the www.newsfromindonesia.co.id, in November 2022, there are 12 unicorns in Indonesia. In Southeast Asia. And you know, in Indonesia, being ranked number 2, which is Bukalapak, and ranked number 8, which is Tokopedia. And also, our Minister of Communication and Informatics, Johnny Plat, once said, the e-commerce can become one of the backbones of the national economy, said by Minister of Communication. Whatever you thought about, whatever you thinking, whatever you statement, it's not really good for us because that's so any different fact. That so is better. From www.kominfo.go.id, most business people e-commerce in Indonesia are small and medium scale SMEs. As we know, the SME business is the most resistant business even in times of crisis. Through the economic industry, the potential of the e-commerce industry cannot be underestimated. From Ernst and Young analysis data, it can be seen that the growth in the value of online business, including online shopping in Indonesia, increased 40% every year. There are around 93.04 million internet and 71 million smartphone devices in Indonesia. With the growth of business in Indonesia, will give positive benefits in the economy, such as growth in welfare, growth in the job, and so on. In this way, Indonesia is not just a target, but we are the main entrepreneur for great foreign markets. Okay, for his argument, I want to read. He said the exporter who cannot operate the social media, the open shopping, the internet, atau. I am as a gamer. I play a game, a Dota 2 with the baby boomer, like he said. I play a lot of playing game with the boomer, and they can operate the internet well. You cannot deny the fact, and we start show the fact. You cannot deny a number. So we don't find any excuses to say online shopping being more harm than good. If they say a lot of people cannot operate online shopping, why don't we instead take the products? The government said just being denial. They rejected the modernity. They rejected the 5.0 era. Rejected the digital era. They rejected everything. They want us to back to the dinosaur era. And the woman.
Please mention how many percent of this version is coming from the Indonesian people with experience 50 years old and beyond. And you deny the statement from the Kominfo itself. We don't say that the Google baby boomers cannot, but only 28%, 71%.
Maybe you can strike the question down. Strike the question down.
You deny the data provided by Kominfo.
That's the question.
You don't get the question. Thank you.
He didn't strike the question. He took too much. I don't know whatever it is. And about my first speech, about Warren Buffett's quote. The people doing online shop today, the people who get the benefit that from online shop today, it's because the people who created online shop application a long time ago. If there are so much speech, I would like to tell you guys about my last paper sentence. It says, "Fiat sapienta prevalent." In English, let wisdom prevail. In Indonesia, biarkan kebijaksanaan menang. Thank you.
Thank you. Now deputy point next that will be delivered by Lomba Thank you.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I come to my argument, I would like to address some of the our opponent team arguments today. That they said we want to say that he denied Kominfo data that our Prime Minister already said, and then we don't say that all boomers cannot operate the online shopping, but 72% of them cannot. And he denied the real accurate data that our Prime Minister has already bring to us. And then I would like to mention also Warren Buffett, he is the capitalist businessman, and as a government today, we don't take him as our inspiration because it's against our will to save the small merchant, especially Indonesian with age range of 50 years old and beyond. And also, I would like to address that opposition team already failed to come with the limitation that our Prime Minister already set. And then let's come to my argument regarding the limitation that our Prime Minister has set. We must agree that online shopping indeed bring more harm than good for this age range that is 50 years old and beyond. It is not only because of their lack of literacy in the digital world, but also I would like to bring you some other harms that this online shopping brings to our tables. One, there is the hidden cost that actually this online shopping carry throughout your transaction. You think that it is cheaper to buy online products, but actually, because this online shopping has institutions contributed to this activity, and also despite all the discounts, cashback, free delivery, or free outfit that attract the customers, that these online shop platforms offer to you, actually they make you pay for the extra charges like tax, shipping charges, packing charges, while you're proceeding with the payment by making the price of the products high or expensive. You just didn't realize it. Some portals offer free shipping if you shop for more than a certain amount. But then this leads to the next part we get. It is the increasing of our consumption level. this offering that this online shopping offered to us. Also, we're becoming a large consumer for these products we see online by those ads and promotions you see from the online shopping platforms. And also, from the start, I would like to give my experience about online shopping. It is my mom's experience. Now she has a trust issue shopping in online shop, and she said that the best way to purchase is going to the shop directly. How can she come up with that? Well, because she already 3 times get disappointed by these online shops. This is also related to the digital literacy that my mom has because she falls under the Gen X category. She believed all the pictures she saw on the platforms would be exactly like what she's gonna receive. But then, when those products arrived at our home, she was sad and couldn't do anything about it because of some platforms don't give you option to return the product. And how complicated the process is to complete if these online platforms give you this option. Also, based on the journal Entrepreneur, the loyalty and satisfaction rate of online shops is higher than online shopping. So it is indeed that satisfaction rate and loyalty rate is better in offline shop than online shopping. Also, this point sadly also leads us to the category of another harm, that is the rising of anxiety when we do shopping online. Online shopping is also decreasing our interaction, especially in the age range of 50 years old, because this generation they grew up with a richer social interaction cultures than our generation does. Communication via phone was not as huge as right now, so it's I believe that the harm is more than the good itself. So, despite of all the ease and the cutting energy online shopping is offering to you, it's actually giving another problems that my Prime Minister already addressed to. So, we as the government team in certainty believe that online shopping brings more harm than good, especially in Indonesia, in the age range from 50 years old and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we invite the deputy leader for Program Studi. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
An honor to be judged. My name is Arif. As deputy leader of the session, the House believes that online shopping is more wrong than good. Ladies and gentlemen, that's absolutely wrong. Why say that? Because it happened to me. When I ordered any stuff in several online shop store, I was ordered a jacket the same size as my body, but the reality is totally wrong. The picture, the color, the size is not same as I ordered. Ladies and gentlemen, so you have to be careful. It's not just the quality, it's also about the time. We have waited for a long time, around 1 until 2 weeks. And if the store is so far away from you, you have to wait more as usual. By the results of March and the Indonesian Commercial Association or IDEA 2016, by says on the data as much as 58.5% as noting you customers are not to shop online because they prefer to be shopped offline, where they can see the person to the purchase and payment is also made directly on the spot. So that product purchase can also be obtained immediately. It has been 38.4% of customers are not to shop online because they don't trust online shop, and 14.6% said they are not to make online purchase because confused transaction. And look, just the best we are. get directly and no need waiting for a long time. You have to wait worries about the quality if you go offline shop. The first thing, first we order online, we must order check stock damage or not. Then if stock is damaged, we cannot return or even complain. Secondly, if we complain of the problem we got, the store will allow time replay our complaint. The third, if store agree about your complaint and what do you return, we have to sit and be waiting for a long time. Thank you.
Now we invited government members to deliver by Rita. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to read the opportunity that follow the invitation. How to live online shopping is more current than food in Indonesia with every rate 15-year-old and young. The leader of opposition is not talking about that. He referred his argument with his friend, we are academic individual, but so scientific. We are standing strong to support the innovation. I'm reading a journal about rich effort and decision to let public in area company with research, Anasya, and Nanda. Online shopping is currently an interesting phenomenon in Indonesia. That's so, the very rapid development and according in trend of online. Online shopping increased during the pandemic. The result of this study indicated that online shopping behavior during the COVID-19 pandemic was influenced by many factors. And then, when I have my bad experience about online shopping, when I buy something from online shopping, so the thing when I open from the book, so I see no, this is not thing when I buy.
What is your solution to the bunch of people who already had a job in your online shopping?
Thank you very much. And the solution from online shopping. So if you buy something from something, so you can go to supermarket. No, don't make application in online shopping because disclaimer. Many disclaimer in this online shopping. Many products online shopping not you buy, so you don't buy from online shopping. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Now we invite Hesti as a opposition member that will go to school. Thank you.
From the motion, this house believes that online shopping is more harm than good. As an opposition member, we are strongly believe online shopping is not more harm than good. With the argument from government, the leader of government, we ask opposition team not to support if they say the online shop is harm, especially for courier. Because in the fact, so many people in our country are working as a courier. It very supports the economy of people in our country. And then with the argument from the government about private product. As we know, the store from online shop gives time 1 week to consumer for refund their product. And then for a question of government opposition leader, the member of government not really answer the question. How he really don't know at all about at all opposition question. He asking about the solution. And then we have our first of all, many Indonesian people are starting to understand the ease of technology. More and more technology or smartphone users. Opening a shop in online shop marketplace is very easy and cheap. Sellers don't need to pay to open their shop. The market is also very wide. Online shopping has become so popular as it allows you to switch store and product by clicking a button rather than roughly a new store. And then in online shop we can find a discount is the cheapest deal from the seller for consumer. For the example, if price of shoes in the offline store 120,000 rupiah, in online shopping we can get the same shoes of the same quality for 80,000 rupiah. With the online shopping, we can get a product not just from our country, but we can get a product for another country. Or of course, we can get a product for another country in our country. But we must spend more money, not just for product, but for employee salary, building rent, and profit for seller. And then the online shop have a facility. That is buy now and pay later. This facility certainly makes it easier for us to have an item. Whereas of online store, they only provide this facility for people they know for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you. The last speaker will be delivered by Rosie. No more than 5 minutes as a closing statement from the government side. Thank you.
This house believe that online shopping is more harm than good. I think this era our people in the world impossible to knowledge technology. Why? Because this era any place don't have mobile phone gadget. This era must be think for ourselves. era 5 era, we can what now or means about something online, and again because you're absolutely outside this era, our parents then maybe then impossible to knowledge something online. You said and something is difficult. Just maintain government. I'm from government, member of the government. The last essay, this era, we must thinking ourselves in front of ourselves. Thank you. Thank you very much for attention. Sorry very much for this statement. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Now, let's give the time to educators. In NUDC, there must be a verbal education. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. The last one is on opposition will be delivered by Wendy. Thank you. I'm sorry, Wendy.
The profit is only small. Ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, we win this debate because the argument will not clear, that the government will not expand the game in detail is not give solution about the only topic. The member of the government that really has a solution to the part of the people we already had adjust its own solve. My opposition leader has given thought in what they really did not have my answer. So we from the team opposition will win the debate. Maybe just end this. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Economy will win the debate. Please say something like that. Now let's invite us educators to give verbal education no more than 10 minutes for three of you. Thank you. Oleh Dewan Juri untuk memberikan verbal education tidak lebih dari 10 menit untuk ketiga juri. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Is it clear enough for you to listen to my first microphone? Okay, yes. Okay, so because the time is only 10 minutes, yeah, so I think I will give some comments based on my performance in general, yeah. But of course, I will give some special comments later, yeah, based on the individual of you. Okay. Yeah. So before I give you some comments, I would like to introduce you all of you very senior, yeah. So in debate, we have a specific term, it is one educators. education is partly similar with policy. Okay, yeah. So this is Muhammad Khoir, ya. Abang ini dulu mantan di BD tahun